everyone, a warm welcome. You've joined us in Market Fatafat right here on ET Now. I'm Ashish Adhwariyu. With me is Ankita Saxena. And this is a show where we discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. We'll be joined by a panel of researchers and experts. But Ankita, before that, turning out to be a good day for the Indian markets, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely, Ashesha. We are taking a cue from the global markets on the back of that news of ceasefire. Indian markets are also doing well, even though at this juncture we are not at the day's highest point. In fact, we've cooled off from the day's highest point. We are down 100 odd points on the Nifty from the day's highs as of now, but we are managing to hold on to this 25,000 levels. That's the important point. We are managing to hold steady at least above the 25,000 levels because Nifty has been trading in a range, and today we managed to break out of that range, and this level is very important for us to hold on to. So we are managing to hold on to these levels. Nifty Bank also has cooled off from the day's highest point as of now. In fact, we have cooled off almost 390 odd points from the day's highest point on Nifty Bank as well. Nonetheless, holding out in the green with gains of 0.4% coming in on Nifty Bank as well. Look at the broader markets then. Broader markets also, mid-cap has also, both mid-cap and small-cap have cooled off from the day's highest point right now. The entire market is in tandem right now. We are seeing the cooling off happening right now. Mid-caps and small-caps both down, both trading with gains of 0.8%. Nonetheless, sectorally also, we have PSU Bank, metals and autos that are doing well. Nifty Media are seeing a bit of a profit booking coming in after yesterday's run-up. So largely, Ashisha, like you mentioned, it's a good day. Market breadth looks very, very positive.
Market breadth very positive, and we'll discuss all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. But before that, an important news piece. Danish drug giant Novo Nordisk is aiming to hit $1 billion in sales in India with its blockbuster weight loss drug Wegovy in 5 to 7 years. The drug is under distribution and will be available in pharmacies in the next few days across India. The management believes pricing will remain competitive but will offer value to customers. Listen in to what the management had to say.
Extremely competitive because, and I'm talking about the competition for, escalation of the doses from 0.25 to 1 milligram. So what we realized earlier in the GLP-1 when we launched, when people were going for increase of the dosage, it was costing, sometimes 30%, 40% and 50% more. So we said that it's just a journey where 0.25 has to go to 0.5 and to 1 milligram. Can we keep it at the same price? I'm really, really happy that we could able to work together and to find a solution which is single price from 0.25 to 1 milligram. And I call it something like a smart pricing for smart Indians.
And for my last question, I just want to understand the kind of market size that you're targeting with this product. It's priced at a particular level, and while the market is quite big in India, the pricing may not be perceived as affordable or, suitable for all of them. So specifically with your pricing, what is the kind of market that you're looking at? Any kind of projections that you have for how, in terms of sales, how you see this product perform?
To say that market is very big, the market is actually very small. The opportunity is big. And in that opportunity, I feel that we will play our strong role. Now, given the kind of the product it is, and it is still in the innovation space, we would like to keep the pricing which is very highly benchmark and competitive. And I feel that there are Indians who will be able to find the benefit. Now, the point is not about the cost. You just now heard that it's all about obesity is the gateway for many of the complications. The burden of obesity is going to be 1.57% of the GDP. Now, if that is costly, or the price of this product per week, 4,336 costly, I think that is subject for a debate. And this price, this cost of this obesity is only going to increase over a period of time. So I think it's priced very good for the value it gives to the patient.
All right, let's shift focus then and let's get started with all the stocks that are buzzing in trade today. On the research side, we have Rabinder, and on the technical side, we have Ajit Mishra, SVP Research at Religare Broking, now joining us. Thank you so much for taking your time out and joining us here on ET Now. But the first stock that we picked for today is Titagarh Rail. This is on the back of a brokerage report where Antique has maintained its buy stance in the stock with a target price of 1,099 rupees per share, where they say freight rail business supply challenges are expected to recede by the first quarter of FY26, and the segment faces wheelset supply issues, but this is expected to normalize from the month of July this year. In fact, the report also says that company is gearing up for growth and has made a strong entry into passenger rail segment, which is at an inflection point. The outlook for the company going forward continues to remain very positive. The company is also planning to expand into shipbuilding business with its new facility in West Bengal, and they are entering safety and signaling systems in partnership with an Italian company. So very positive report that the company, or rather the brokerage house, has come out with on Titagarh Rail Wagons. That's an antique report. The stock is up nearly 4.5% on the back of this.
All right, that's Titagarh Rail in focus today. But coming to you, Ajit, you figured BHEL for us. Tell us what do you see on the chart? This counter is trading with gains of almost 3% today. Tell us, in the last 1 month, this has been very, very flat in a consolidated phase. But from here on, how do you see this moving?
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. So yes, we are seeing that with the overall tone being positive, certain stocks like BHEL, they are buzzing in the trade. So as you rightly mentioned, that the stock was witnessing a bit of a correction from almost a month now, after a very strong directional move. So it was just a breather that usually we see after a stock or any underlying witnesses a strong directional move. So we have seen a breakout with decisive trend reversal above the short-term averages. So all indications are in the favor that this consolidation has ended, and now the stock is set to resume its overall positive tone. So with 252 as a stop loss, we believe that 275 to 280 is something that the stock might test in the near future.
All right, so that's the word coming in on BHEL on the charts. But coming to the next counter, that is Jindal Steel, that is in focus today, and it is in focus today on the back of a brokerage note by Nuvama. Now, Nuvama is maintaining a buy with a target price of 1,193 rupees. There's 7x FY27 EV to EBITDA, and after being range bound, during FY23 to 25, JSPL's EBITDA is set to almost double by FY27 estimate on the back of commissioning of its 4.6 MPTA blast furnace in early Q2 of FY26 and 3 MTPA by the end of Q2 of FY26 estimate. Now, this will bolster its volume CAGR to 19% over FY25 to 27 estimate versus a 1% CAGR over FY22 to 25. Now, other factors contributing to the FY27 estimated EBITDA shall be lower COP, improved product mix, and stable steel prices. Now, Nuvama also argues that JSPL's earnings would stand out over peers over FY25 to 27 estimate, and a robust balance sheet over FY27. Net debt to EBITDA 0.4x reinforces their case, and they're maintaining a buy call on Jindal Steels.
Jindal Steel in focus on the back of that, but let's put the spotlight on KPIT Tech then. Rabinder, tell us what is the news flow here?
Well, as KPIT Tech is in focus, where company has announced the mid-quarter update, and the company said that the deals pipeline remains strong in Europe, but the outlook in US and Asia remain uncertain. They say that the deal conversion timelines remain elongated and much slower than expected. Then the revenue conversion from closed deal has progressed at a slower than expected rate, and company expect cash of acquisition closure by this quarter, and company anticipate that the deal contribution will contribute to 4% growth in FY26. And Kotak has also come out with their note, and they have maintained the sell rating by target price of ₹1,000, and they have cut the FY26-28 earning estimate by 3 to 4%, and they say that the slower than expected deals ramp up to impact the revenue of the company. So back of this all news, stock is in focus, and the stock is down approx 6%.
Okay, so the stock is down 6% on the back of that, but let's shift focus to several other stocks that are in focus. Dr. Reddy's Labs. Tell us, Ajit, why have you picked up this stock for us?
Right, so Ashisha, what we are seeing that within the pharma space, selective stocks like Davis, Dr. Reddy's, they've been holding strong. Means on every dip we are seeing some buying interest, emerging. And for Dr. Reddy's, after retesting its short-term averages, we've seen a couple of days of consolidation followed by decisive rebound today's session. So this indicates a possibility of further uptake towards the previous swing high close from 1400, 1420. So here I see, since the markets are still volatile, it's prudent to maintain few defenses also in your trading portfolio. So 1300 as a stop loss, is something that one can maintain, and 1400, 1420 is something that can be considered as a target zone for Dr. Reddy's.
Stocks that are buzzing in trade today, and let's now put the spotlight on Piramal Enterprises, where Motilal Oswal has come out with a report. They are maintaining their neutral stance in the stock with a revised target price of 1250. They say volatility in earnings is largely behind us and gradual improvement in earnings is likely to take place going forward. They say return on assets and return on equity is likely to improve to 1.9% and 1.8% respectively. There are multiple levers for net interest margins expansion which is likely to take place going forward. Asset quality is largely stable, credit costs are under control, and expansion into new segments will drive profitability for the company going forward. So this is the report that Motilal Oswal has come out with. Neutral stance, 1250 is the target. The stock is holding up with gains in excess of 0.5% in today's trading session.
All right, it's Piramal Enterprises holding with gains of 0.6%. But coming to you, Ajit, HUL is what you picked out for us. Ajit, this counter hasn't really done much. You know, in the last 6 months, it has been it has given very flat moves, if you will. It's in a consolidation from here. And what do you see on the chart for HUL?
So, right, Ankita. So, in the market like this, wherein we are seeing that volatility is still high, and FMCG as a pack, alongside with select names in the IT, is something which is still struggling to make any meaningful attempt of recovery. So for HUL also, there were multiple attempts to reclaim its major averages around 200 EMAs in the last 1 month, but it failed miserably, and now we have seen a fresh shorting pivot formation on the daily chart as well. So we believe that possibly in case if the market offers you any shorting opportunity, then HUL, Lupin is some of the candidates where one can look to go short. And for HUL specifically, 2350 is now very strong resistance zone. Until we break that, I doubt that we can see any meaningful recovery. On the downside, 2150, 2100 is something that the stock might test gradually.
Understood. So that's the view coming in on HUL. We need to slip into a short break, but before that, India's transition to cleaner energy has made large strides towards the net zero goal. Yet, recently, it slipped from a rank 63 to 71 on the World Economic Forum's Energy Transition Index. With over 220 gigawatt of installed renewable capacity and ambitious targets, India dropped from 7th rank to the 10th rank in the Climate Change Performance Index India. Yet, a core reason for its ranking overall is the nation's strides in solar, wind and carbon offsetting initiatives. This progress is central to India's energy leadership, a conversation that will be dealt with in depth at the Times Network India Climate Summit on the 27th of June. Join us as we explore where the focus is on scaling renewables and achieving net zero by 2030. We need to slip into a very short break, but we'll discuss many more buzzers on the other side of the break.